Good morning. This is going to be a quick check-in before we get started for the day. I just wanted to get some thoughts out there, and I've just been thinking a little bit, or a lot actually, about how to move the channel forward as well. Just remember what the focus is. It's for a strong Israel and a Jewish people. So how to best present that out to the public, to start the conversations, to have the conversations. So one of the things that I've landed on is just to get some knowledge and wisdom. Because if we think about it this way, that we don't know, when you don't know, or what you don't know, you don't know. So in other words, if you come to a discussion, a situation, with the thinking that you've got all the knowledge and you've got all the answers, that doesn't leave room for an open discussion. Okay, so just getting into environments where you're going to be discussing, or we're going to be discussing difficult topics, I'm on a personal level going to always start with seeking to understand, try and get as much knowledge as what I can, so that when the discussion, we can take the discussion forward. It can be based on the knowledge that I have, and then obviously the knowledge that has been presented from the other party or parties or ideology as well. So I'm going to reference, this comes from the Torah. It's a teaching out of it, and it's one of the scriptures which is in Proverbs, which most of definitely the Hebrew scholars and rabbis and everything obviously teach and know about, and then obviously in the Christian circles as well, because Proverbs is there. So if we're going to take a look at just where I'm going to reference this is in Proverbs, okay, Proverbs 7. So it says, the beginning of wisdom is to acquire wisdom, and with all your possessions acquire understanding. Okay, so that in its own, if you think about it, you break that down, okay, where it says the beginning of wisdom is to acquire wisdom. So that's being humble enough to recognize. I've always come to realize, the further that I've done some of all my studying and my reading, is you come to realize the more you know, the more you realize that you don't know. Okay, and when you reach that position, then you always come with an open mind to seek to understand, or to seek to learn. And if the information or the ideology and what is being discussed lacks some of the understanding that you might have, then it creates that opportunity for you then to then present it in a way that can add to someone else's understanding, or can add to the subject. But then the key really from this whole thing, what I see, is it can bring those open discussions and eventually bring peace. Because I'm going to reference, focus is here on earth, bringing peace. Okay, where Mashiach, when he does come, that's what the Bible actually tells us, that he'll bring peace on earth. So on a daily basis, if we can just come humbly to every situation, especially situations that are maybe difficult, that we're going to be discussing or that you could be discussing, go humbly, seeking to understand. And then if things come up that you don't understand, that gives you an opportunity to be able to do mental notes and to get more knowledge when you leave the discussion or the topic, and then you know where you can actually grow your knowledge. And I like the other scripture, just for those that are involved or have wives, and that it's like wisdom is, it speaks of it as the feminine gender. It says, search for her and she will exalt you. She will honor you when you embrace her. She'll give you a head of wreath of grace, and she'll transmit to you a crown of glory. And we all know that women carry something very special that we can all get from them, their intuition and their wisdom and knowledge that they carry from a different perspective than males. God created it that way. It's an amazing thing when you've got the right person with you to be able to do life together and to learn from each other as well. So stay encouraged. And one thing I'm going to end with as well, look after your animals. That's a godly principle. Look after all your animals. Look after the animals of the earth, because that's our responsibility as the human race. And we're going to close with that. That thought was from Rebecca from the podcast that I listened to last night, which was a great thing, and I'll leave that with you as well. So get wisdom, be a peacemaker, and look after all your animals. Cheers, and we will see you later.